Before the review starts, I just want to say, I know I have not posted a review in a long time. Life kind of got hectic here and there. Didn't have really much time to sit down and make reviews. Did see a lot of movies though, still have a passion for making movie reviews. So from here on out, I have a commitment to this YouTube channel. I'm going to start posting more regularly. Just had to get through some crazy life stuff, you know how it is. But anyways, I'm back, and today I'm here to review the movie Kandahar, which stars Gerard Butler. I got sent a screener of this film. Thank you, Universal, for sending this to me so I could check it out. I'm sorry that what I'm about to say is very negative about the film, but it's not totally irredeemable, so let's kind of get into it. Kandahar is directed by Rick Roman Wog and stars Gerard Butler as an undercover CIA operative who faces deep trouble when his cover is blown and several different forces seek to capture him. Traveling across the vast countryside with his translator, he seeks to reach the city of Kandahar where a team is waiting for him in order to extract him. Beware, because if the plot summary I just read to you makes you go, this movie seems interesting, might be my thing, let me just warn you straight away that the plot summary I just gave you is 10 times more interesting than the film itself is. I'm not exaggerating here. Let's start off with I think what the biggest problem of this film is that the poor directorial choices here are just too glaring to ignore. There's a scene that takes place at night that has such bad lighting that you literally cannot see a single detail. It's just a bunch of random streaks of unintelligible shapes in the darkness. There's a lot of slow-mo shots here that kind of take you out of the film itself, and most of the cinematography is just dull and uninspired. I'm surprised to see that they're releasing this film in theaters. I don't know why they're releasing it in theaters. They could make a probably better streaming deal out of this film. I think it belongs on streaming. It feels like a Prime Video, Netflix type film. And I would honestly say, if you're interested at all in this film, I would say it's not worth even seeing in theaters. Just wait till it comes on streaming. It's going to be on there inevitably within a few months. So it's not going to be a long wait. And also you'll save yourself a painful experience at the cinema. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. So let's continue on with the review. The action sequences are passable, but what I think is the biggest problem is that what is being marketed as an action film has surprisingly few action sequences in it. There's probably a grand total of 4 or 5 that are actually memorable. The rest is just a bunch of people just standing around and talking, which is not what I expected out of a Gerard Butler action film. And it kind of took me out of it. I was going into this, I'm okay, even if it sucks, at least I'm going to have those big explosions, big action sequences. And there's only a few. I was kind of just surprised at that. I didn't really know what to think. I was kind of felt cheated in a way. What I think is the biggest problem about this film is that the plot is so incomprehensible if you know nothing about Middle Eastern politics. It's not like normal action films where you can go in and just understand the plot like that. It's not easy to comprehend. Basically, the film is all about Middle Eastern politics and tension between different groups, and the film does not explain it to you whatsoever. You have to come in with conceived knowledge of what's happening in order to even understand the story beats, understand the plot, understand what's happening to the characters. It was really confusing for someone who knows nothing about this, which I think most general audience goers will not know anything about this. It kind of just took it out of the film experience for me. I was so confused about what was happening that it kind of just, it wasn't engaging at all. I didn't care what happened to the characters because the film didn't take the time to really set up what the stakes were, what the tension was. It was just very, very weird to me. The film switches from intriguing to boring with equal ease. It's very, very strange to me. The effects look straight out of a video game in some portions, especially that night shot that I mentioned. There's some night vision shots from goggles that look so out of place in this film. I do have to say that the music score is surprisingly decent, but with that, there are some weird music needle drops in this thing that really are just the weirdest placed things you'll ever probably hear in your life. And I think the biggest problem with this film is that there's way too much setup before you get to the actual action movie portion, because only the last hour of this film is filled with action sequences. The first hour is devoted to setting up characters and plot and all that boring stuff until you get to basically an underwhelming action finale, which I think sums up this film perfectly. Somewhere in this film, there is a very passable, surprisingly good 90-minute action thriller. Unfortunately, that's not the one they decided to go with. They decided to just keep everything in. They could have left a lot on the cutting room floor with this one. And it really just is so depressing to see that in here, you can definitely see there's a tense, like tight 90-minute thriller, and they didn't go with that for some reason. And it's It's very upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. It's very upsetting. As someone who watches a lot of movies, wants to go into filmmaking in the future, it's like, how do you not notice when you have a better film in front of you if you just removed all the weird portions out of it that are just there? They don't serve any narrative purpose. There's no point to them. Just remove them. It's that simple. I basically lost interest in this thing an hour before it ended. I didn't really care how the stakes ended up. I didn't care about the ending. It was fine. It ended like it did. No spoilers. It's perfectly passable. All in all, Kandahar is not the worst film I've seen this year by a wide margin. There have been worse films this year by far, but that doesn't make it a great film either. It definitely has problems. It's very unengaging and boring, but at the end of the day, Gerard Butler is having the time of his life up on that big screen. He's going all in and he's having a fun time with it. So at the end of the day, what more can you ask for? I would give Kandahar a 29 out of 100. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button down below, like the video, and comment down below with which movies I should check out next so I can add them to my watch list. Till next time, this is Mitchell signing off. Peace out.